See Superlek coming in heavy with that.
Am I the only one that noticed that Superlek used Wing Chun to knock out Jonathan Haggerty in just 49 seconds this past weekend? Oh, no. Okay, good. Well, this is a win for the Wing Chun nerds. Whoa, nerds isn't an insult. No, it goes dweebs, nerds, and dorks, right? Nerds are cool, dweebs know they're not cool, and dorks think they're cool, right? Like Andrew Tate's a dork. Anyway, something remarkable happened this past weekend that I honestly didn't notice until I got home from Denver. And yes, I did shadowbox in the airport. People were cringing. You're probably cringing too right now. But like Icy Mike would say, if you cringe, you can't fight. So anyway, this is the fight that everybody's talking about, the elbow heard around the world. In fact, not even 24 hours after 168, Chris Padilla of the UFC landed a near exact right elbow that would mangle Rong Zhu's eye. But there is a key difference in Superlek's technique that makes this one of the most impressive knockouts in striking history. And if I didn't have a chance to train with him in person just 3 days before the fight, I probably would have never even noticed it.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with Superlek, the kicking machine, although I think we got to change his name to the elbow and knee machine because that's what fascinates me most. Once it enters the clinch, he seems to change the tides, land those elbows, and finish the fight quick. So he's going to go through a couple of strategies now.
Everybody's talking about what Haggerty did wrong. He follows predictable patterns, he dropped his hands before he punched, he leaned into the shot. This is all obvious stuff, and honestly, I don't think it's what got him into trouble. And frankly, I think it takes away from the mastery that Superlek demonstrated in this match. I was concerned about Superlek not being acclimated to the high altitude in Denver. Plus, he'd be moving up a division to challenge Haggerty for his bantamweight Muay Thai belt. But none of that mattered because it only took 3 strikes and just 49 seconds to finish the fight that everyone was so unsure how it would play out. And the final blow was surreal to witness in person. Boom, Haggerty hits the canvas and my wife goes, "What happened? What'd he hit him with?" And I was like, "An elbow? I guess," because it really happened that quick. It wasn't until our flight home that I got to watch how it actually went down. And in the broadcast, Rich Franklin admits he didn't even notice the elbow either.
It happened so quickly when I was sitting here watching at cage side instead of on the monitor. Yeah. I thought that Haggerty actually just lost his footing at first.
It was that fast. And that's why I like to watch fights in slow motion, because I like to pick up on the nuanced details of fighters' footwork, like where they're keeping their balance. And I was actually studying Superlek's footwork at 1/4 speed when I noticed something that blew my mind. But before we talk about that, I'm gonna remind you to subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. But wait, at this point, over 5 million people are subscribed to my content. So the chances of you getting matched up against another underdog is quite high. That's why I recommend that you sign up for my email list and get access to my unlisted YouTube videos. Oh, you didn't know about that? Oh yeah, you gotta get on there. Click the link now, open up another tab, because I'm gonna send you a video on how to make your jab cross absolutely lethal. Everyone's gonna have to respect it, even Superlek. I'm not gonna sell your email, but I will sell you on a Magnus membership, because it goes like this. The good fighters are subscribed to Fight Tips, the better fighters are subscribed to my email list, and the best fighters are subscribed to Magnus. Now, let's talk about that elbow.
You see Superlek coming in heavy with that.
Before we get into the key detail, we gotta clear something up about the footwork. Superlek did not move forward. Let's watch the feet. The lead foot steps out to the left, but watch the back leg. That's the one that moves first, and it goes backwards. Use that graphic on the canvas as a reference point. He basically just widened his base and stood his ground. And this movement was first taught to me a couple of years ago when Faraz Sahabi came to my house, and he talked about this footwork movement being similar to when you're about to jump up for a layup in basketball.
Okay, so watch here. I'm trying to drop my hips. I'm not trying to do a squat, I'm actually opening my stance a little bit. When you open your stance a little bit, think about when you dunk a basketball. You kind of dribble, run, and then you bounce. You drop into the ground. That's exactly how I want to drop into the ground when I'm punching, counter punching.
Right here, and he just came in so heavy that he actually did half of the work for Superlek. Yep. He ran right into that elbow, and Superlek obviously was coming forward on it as well.
And he gave the metaphor of a car crash, right? Both fighters were moving forward, but that's not the case. And then I started reading more comments where people were like, well, Haggerty should have took his head offline. Take a look at the clip. He couldn't have moved his head offline anymore. Then what caused this collision? So let's rewind back to the Tuesday before the fight, where I had an opportunity to interview Superlek. And originally, my plan was to ask the interpreter if Superlek could show me some entries into the clinch and strategies once we're there. He nodded, and then he comes towards me and just grabs a hold of my arms, then grabs a hold of my head. And at this point, I'm like, holy shit, I'm clinching with Superlek. And it just kept going, and we were doing it for about 60 seconds. So that was a super cool experience, but what happened was when I went back and edited the footage, naturally I started to look at things frame by frame. And I love learning about the clinch. So when I replayed this particular maneuver right here, I was like, whoa, I've never seen that before. Watch how he grabs my left arm with his left hand and pulls it down for an opening for his right elbow. And when this video dropped, a bunch of people started commenting saying, that's Wing Chun, Chi Sao, or it's sticky hands. And you can see a very similar maneuver being done here in Kevin Lee's video with Sifu Francis Fong. But that's the thing about Wing Chun, is that the concepts are great. It's just not as battle tested in modern MMA or boxing or kickboxing. Right? Of course, you want to nullify strikes and intercept with strikes of your own. In boxing, you parry, you use your head movement, you block and you counter. And in Wing Chun, a lot of it looks like you're catching punches out of the air and intercepting, which is just impossible to do, right? Especially against someone like Jonathan Haggerty, who throws rockets for punches, right? Well, Superlek begs to differ. Watch. Superlek said in the post-fight interview that he knows when Haggerty likes to throw that right hand, but the fact that he was able to catch his jab out of the air and simultaneously land the elbow while ducking his head underneath of the incoming right hand is just remarkable. You can call it Wing Chun, I'm going to call it Muay Thai, but I think we can all agree that this is just mastery of the human body in terms of combat striking. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and don't forget about that exclusive email list that you can sign up for down below, because I will send you a video that will help you develop a simple combination that everybody has to respect. Yes, even Superlek, because in that video I discussed the esoteric details and mistakes that Jonathan Haggerty could have avoided, and perhaps we would have gotten that 5-round war that we all anticipated. And yo, speaking of one championship, Luke the Chef Lisi just moved out to New Jersey and is now training and teaching out of my gym at Beacon MMA. And you know what he taught on the first day in class? He taught jab, jab cross, cross hook. And then in the second round, you know what he said? Do it again, because you can never get too good at the basics. The basics are what wins fights. It's simple, but it's not easy. So click the link, get access to that 1-2 video, and subscribe, because we got some videos coming out with the chef. See you next time.